Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Tis the Eric Zane Show podcast. The daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. So glad that you are here. Here we go. Where I am, it's horrible weather, like four horsemen of the apocalypse type of weather. Cold, wind, rain, and autumn wind. You know what's interesting is up north in the upper peninsula of Michigan, winter storm warning. And it's like, the forecast calls for 18 inches. I'm not even kidding you. 18 inches of snow up there. Oh, my God, you must be a hardy soul to be able to pull that shit off. My God, show happens each and every day in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. And I feel much better. My God, Friday was rough. Jesus, I am not young anymore. And staying up till 3 in the morning, not like I was partying, but still, just being up that amount of time. And then the last thing you did before you went to bed was screaming like an idiot for 1 hour to a bunch of college kids. That's not easy. So, yeah, I'm not even kidding you. I barely remember sitting down to chat, because we did chat for like 15, 20 minutes or something like that on Friday. Basically me saying, hey, I am not going to be able to do this today, but I wanted to take at least a little bit of time to explain to you what was up and get the word out, because sometimes if I just don't show up, people get worried and they're like, hey, what the fuck happened to you? Where are you? So, that was what was going on there. But because when I got up and started to move around on Friday and drink my coffee, and I was like, I already feel this discomfort and pain in my vocal cords. And you can still hear it to some degree, that there's some degree of rasp to it, which isn't really pleasant in my opinion. And so I was like, boy, and I've got, 2 hours of the free podcast, do another 40 to 45 minutes on the Patreon. Ben and I are going to record this new segment that we want to do. I don't even know what the fuck we're going to call it. Listening to old radio air checks of mine or others. I don't even know yet where we are on that. But then that, and then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. And then, I keep going, and then I had PA work to do, opening night for the Grand Rapids Griffins. I was like, there's no way I can get this done. I actually will barely be able to be okay for the Griffins game. And, that's kind of want to be on your best. People spend a lot of money, go to these games. There's 10,000 people there. I'm making it. So I didn't do anything. I wiped the schedule clean, which is a very, very rare thing for me. And I just zonked. Actually, before that, I watched a new show that I'd been meaning to watch for quite some time called Dark Winds on AMC. And it's such a ridiculous thing because, you'd think that it would be available on demand. And it's not. It's like, well, I have the channel. Who doesn't, for God's sake? And they don't make the show. They only put the first show available on your on-demand. I was like, what? And set in 1971 in the Navajo Nation, which I didn't know anything about the Navajo Nation. It's the biggest Indian reservation in America. And it is very mysterious. Who done it? Western detective, I guess. Cowboy. Oh, God. And so I watched one episode of that thing. I was like, oh, I love this show. First season was only 7 episodes. I sure hope that they renewed it because I plan on watching all these episodes. I go to watch episode 2 and I can't get it anywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious? I want to watch another episode. I never get time to watch TV, for God's sake. So now I got to sign up for the stupid thing. Did I know will I ever watch it again? Probably not, because I suck so bad. But all right. That was kind of like, all right, I'm just going to relax. I'm not doing anything. And then after that, I started to get a little drowsy. And I slept from 9, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Oh, my God. And then I woke up and drank tea. And I'm like looking up things that best practices to save your voice or to get your voice back. And so I'm doing the tea thing and warm liquids and no talking. The main thing is don't talk. Do not talk. I get over to the rink and I've warned the guy, my boss, Brandon. I go, yeah, dude, I might not have fourth gear tonight. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to attempt to try until we're actually in it. Because that intro, when the team comes out, that's the big one. That's when you're really selling it, I mean, you're doing a penalty kill call or a whatever. It's small. It's smaller increments of energy. But that intro, you got to be on top. So I started to kick it into high gear on Friday night. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to make it. I got to the opening just enough. But I could sense that there was some pain in there and discomfort. Relaxed on Saturday. Got back, did the game on Saturday night. All is well. Today, we're fine. Okay. I probably shouldn't be screaming. I don't plan on it. Plan on keeping a normal profile. There's no reason why I would want to scream at anybody today. I guess this all depends on the misery that our old pal Kenny puts me through. Hey, go back, scroll up, and look at my comment, man. I made a funny. If you could just scroll up a little bit, first of all, it's not a good comment if you made it. Second of all, quit telling me to fucking scroll up. Just shut up, all right? My God. So welcome to you. I'm so glad that you're here. Yesterday, okay, so on Saturday, I'm sitting around here, and Diana wants me to get a bunch of chores done because we're starting to get people to come over. We have next weekend, we have people coming over. And so I want to keep her happy. And she says, and I know that this one spot by the back door, it's called the mud room for a reason, because people come in and then there's shit on their shoes, I guess. So it's a white floor, ceramic tile, and I know she wants me to actually get on my hands and knees and scrub it. And so she didn't even ask, but I knew it was coming. So I scrubbed that frickin' floor on my hands and knees. It's absolutely spotless. Little bleach solution, get in the grout, and I crushed it. I got it all done. And then yesterday, I go outside with the dogs, and I bring them back in, and there's brown spots on the floor where a dog has stepped. At least it's what it looked like paw prints. Brown. And it was just the right brown. I was like, well, one of the dogs stepped in shit. And, I had to get upstairs to get some work done here. And I go, hey, can you do me a favor and wipe up all this? It looks to be shit on the floor. So Dinah's on her, and I was pissed off because I just cleaned this floor. So Dinah's on her hands and knees with the Clorox wipes, cleaning up shit paw prints. Oh, my God. Can you believe this? This is so annoying. I just cleaned this fucking floor, and the dogs have one of these dogs, and they're tromping around the house. I go, now it's going to get all over the carpet. Oh, my God. And God knows which dog it is. There's 16 paws. I go, fuck it. I'm not even going to bother looking to see which dog. It's already gone. It's already in different little, It's all been dispersed in little shit amounts throughout the house. If we go now to look at which of the 16 paws has shit on it, none of them will have it because it's now on the carpet and the floor and my pillow, and this is ridiculous. Such is life. So I come up here, I'm sitting right where I'm sitting right now, in the exact same posture. Left leg over right knee. Left foot that is over right knee starts to get a little itchy. So I reach down like this, and I pull off my croc. This is not my croc. This is my slipper. The dog with the slipper, that's Kipper. I pull off my little slipper, pull off my little socky sock, and start scratching my foot like this. And then I'm like, what is that? What is that? Grabbing the slipper, and now the slipper is on the ground, or the croc, with the bottom of the shoe facing up. And I guess that's all it took, because then I'm getting the smell. I'm like, why am I smelling shit again? What is going on? And I look down, and on the croc, you would not believe how much feces was on the croc. I was the one who stepped in the shit, and it was I obviously don't have it here, but it was such a square hit by my croc on top of this pile that the shit came out from the side and somehow wound up on the side of the shoe. And so I was the one that was dispersing shit throughout the house. Like, I'm blaming the dogs. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on here? Jesus. So I'm like, I grabbed the croc then, and I walked down the steps. I go, hey, I found out who was tracking the shit to the house, I said to my wife. And she's like, who was it? I go, it was me. I held it up. I go, look. She goes, jeez, man. So now I have two pieces of footwear that need to be scraped and cleaned. The croc, which is an easier cleanup job than my other slippers. I don't wear shoes, okay? In fact, I just left the house to take Diana to work because we're down to one car right now. And I wore my slippers. I don't wear shoes, And besides, it hurts right now because my foot is all fucked up with that enormous gash. It's all stitched up. Jesus. Horrible way to start the day. Real shit issues. All right. So that's that. Moving on. I got more than one person who reached out to me and said that they, for some reason, really enjoyed last week, Friday, when I was here, barely awake, my trip around the radio dial. I just happened to have this old school radio next to me. And the reason why I even have it here is because it's got a cassette player, and I need the cassette player to be able to transfer over the audio from all of the cassette footage I have from my old radio air check. So that's why I was here. And just on a lark last week, I just turned on the fucking radio and decided to, and it's not digital or anything. It's a actual dial, And it works great because it gets pretty good reception. And people said, hey, it was funny just to hear you listening to all these radio stations and radio shows randomly. And I'm like, well, I guess. I mean, I didn't really say anything. I didn't rip anybody a new one or do any Jocktober or who are these podcasts or any of that shit on it. But for some reason, people thought that was very fun. So, you know me, I'm going to do it until it's no longer fun. Let's do that again. I'm starting on the far left, which is why you hear the static. on the far left of the dial, no one knows these stations. They're all like public radio. I don't know what the fuck that is. Not bad, whatever it is. Very uplifting. Is this religious? Or it's either religious or public at this side of the dial.
But it's something rarely talked about. Nancy Luis, the daughter of Oaxacan immigrants, said discrimination from fellow
NPR.
Latinos always hurts, but more so in this case because it came from three of the most powerful Latinos in the city.
Sounds religious.
Wasn't good at art.
Kenny just got a timeout just for the hell of it. Aha!
Thanks for the report, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good morning, it's Jordan Felice, and you're listening to Jeremy and Amanda on 91.3 WCSG.
Oh, yeah. That's religious.
That's a good luck. Forgive an X day.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
No.
Celebrating today, Eminem is 50, and six-star Chris Kirkpatrick is 51.
50.
Beavis and Butthead animator Mike Judge is 60, and George Wendt, you know Norm from Cheers a long time ago?
Course.
He is 74 today.
Whoa,
and if you're celebrating,
God.
happy birthday to you. From the producers of NYPD
Rob
Blue
says,
comes the
what
new
did Kenny
series,
say?
East New York.
Doesn't
an
matter.
exciting and raw
He could
ride-along
say, I
with
love
the
you,
officers
Eric,
of
and I'm gonna
Precinct
ban him.
74. The premiere of East New York, right after...
Josh says he didn't say anything bad. Yeah, no, I know. I know he didn't say anything bad. He just said. I get sick and tired of seeing Kenny's name on the goddamn chat. That's the problem. Kenny dominates the chat and needs to be given a fastball right in his fucking head. I was having a good day listening to fucking Mr. Jones. And now I'm sad because I can't write 800 fucking messages.
Q94.5.
And save money. That's no nonsense. That's
basically starting off 4-0.
This is
in Major League Baseball.
X's and
There's
Bros.
A lot of season to play.
We're talking sports.
There's a lot of games to go, including tonight's contest against the LA Kings at 7 o'clock over on Bally Sports Detroit.
So I don't even know why. I slammed my car into park, ran down there. I was the first on the scene with him, and he was talking and everything, but we were like, don't move, don't move, don't move. And somebody else came. It was in the middle of the country. In the middle of it was out in the middle of nowhere. McBain.
Sounds like
that's
Michelle.
where it is. Vogel Center, McBain
like some
area.
serious story.
And we get the cops come, everybody comes. We're picking up all his stuff. His stuff's scattered all over and we're all done. So I told you, like 20 Amish people lined up like children of the corn.
Hello. This is from
what
last
happened
week.
To him? You know, and they had one
I actually
spokesperson.
heard
What
this
happened
story,
to? I go, he's going to be fine. He's going
last
to be
week
fine.
on the show. I think
Like,
I think they're replaying something
for all the Amish.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
Because that's what you do.
O'ReillyAuto.com.
If you have a bit that's like your big hitter that you felt was like, oh my God, we crushed it. What you do, if you did it at like 9 a.m., you run it again at like 7 a.m. the next day. And then the next day, you run it at 8 a.m. And then the fourth day that you run this big Chuckle Fest is 6 a.m.
You don't need to get that personal.
And then you do it again at 9 a.m. the fifth day. So if you do anything funny because you're filling so much time, that's really not that much time.
Prices vary by state.
That's what you do.
May vary.
Are you seeing the telomeres here? Come here, look at the scope.
Dr. O'Connor.
Showers and maybe a snowflake, low 30s. And same for tomorrow with the high
That's
in the
Andy
low
Wren
40s again. And right now, what are we looking at?
Legendary.
Temperatures still. and our skies are cloudy and are rainy out there as well. Phone's ringing. Hi, good morning, the river.
Yes, I just want to give a shout out.
Okay.
You gave a shout out to Michigan State.
The phone's ringing. Hello. This is recorded.
22-21 after 6 years.
Oh my God! I've got to go to the phones.
That was
Hello.
That's pretty remarkable.
It was huge. We were there.
616-315-0166 in East Grand Rapids and in Holland.
Religious or something. I don't know.
Debt. But years later, at 25, making loan payments...
Oh, I know, but this is important. It's not about my tears. It's about getting the information out there.
What's the name? Mojo in the morning.
Verizon and get the Google 7 Pro on us.
There's a story today that's gone viral about a couple in England who were getting married, and two elderly people ended up having to go to the hospital at the reception because they ate cupcakes that were spiked with cannabis.
I cannot imagine
Grade
having that
green in
happen
the
at my
morning.
wedding.
No.
I would kill someone.
Now they're claiming we didn't
Did
know
you guys
that any
know
of the cupcakes had cannabis. Somebody
that
is
this
trying
is
to
West
sabotage.
Michigan's
Somebody
only
knew.
all-female
Somebody
morning
knew.
show?
You
Did you know
your
that?
friends. Yes. Which one did it?
In all honesty, whether it's somebody who just can't stop talking or it's somebody who's got a laugh that is just
105.7.
piercing your eardrum.
Working with businesses, pivoting as the world changes.
This is Thunder 107.3.
Rather not. Rather not. The first one's about a clown stalking, killing women.
That's it. There ain't shit on there. Come on. It's tough to find something that's good. It's hard to believe that back in the day that was the only game in town. The only game in town. Is Tommy in the Morning still on the radio? I don't know. I don't know who the fuck that is. Holy cow. By the way, Josh Brown's going to get a timeout too. He's asking for it. Yeah, you're getting one too. It's just kind of like an accumulation of points. Amanda gets one too because she just announced club hockey results. What the fuck? Do you actually think there's anyone on the planet who gives a shit about CMU girls club hockey, you asshole? The only reason why you give a shit is because your dumbass daughter's playing. Shut up. My God. CMU girls club hockey results? What is going on here? Awful. My God. As I sit here, I'm still limping around like an idiot with this ridiculous foot injury. I think the stitches come out in a couple of days. But so yesterday, I'm like looking at all the because I did actually get several branches cut down before the moment of truth went down. My sweet neighbor, the Hallelujahs, dragged them all off to the side, so they're on like the grass, and the ladder's still there. I haven't done shit, and I got to get this fucking done. Get the ladder out of there and start like clipping all these small little branches. They're going to go into the, yard waste dumpster. And then I got to actually fire up the chainsaw yesterday. And the Hallelujahs come home from church. And Brian rolls down the window. He goes, and I don't yet have the saw running, but he knows it's coming. He goes, "Everything okay here?" I go, "Yeah, man, it's cool. I got it." He knows it's coming. I put my footwear on. I put on a pair of boots. And by the way, there are no boots that exist that are chainsaw proof. I've looked it up. There's one product, a pair of boots that have like those fibers on the inside that's supposed to stop a saw blade, like the chaps that I have. If the blade touches the chaps, the fibers that are in the chaps will stop the saw blade, gum it up. You know, someone finally got the bright idea to put that shit inside of boots. But I watched some reviews. I actually am concerned. I don't want to cut my feet off. Steel toe boots that have those fibers inside of the, and it didn't work. The guy, it's this Russian dude. He tested it, and it was better protection than Crocs, to be sure. But I don't think they've perfected this. So I put on my boots, which I don't know if they're any more or less protection than a pair of Crocs. Probably more, but it's still, there's really not much you can do. It's still a good idea to wear steel toes because if the log falls on your foot, that's going to hurt like fuck. And, frankly, when I split the logs with an axe, you should wear eye protection and steel toe boots because you might miss and hit your fucking foot. Do I do that? No. Should I? Yes. Will I? I don't know. Possibly. But yesterday was not the day to have 100% safety in mind, even though I'm less than 1 week away from when I try to saw my foot off. But I got the chaps on. I got the helmet on. I got the thing over my fucking face and my boots that won't help me. And, no, man, I cut the shit out of that thing. And one thing I noticed when cutting up these logs is that it's no surprise that when I was cutting that one branch, how it snapped on me. And it's because they're full of water and heavy. Holy shit. But so I got all this done, cleaned up my mess. Good. Perfect. Shut the saw off. I'm done. And then I started looking up at the tree and I go, there is no way in hell that I'm going to pay somebody to trim this tree. There's no way in hell. This is too easy of a job. I know I can do this. And I can. And I'm going to. However, I'm not going to be on a ladder. And I am not going to use a chainsaw. So I broke the news to Diane. I go, she's like, okay, I'm going to call the tree company. I go, I'm not doing it. Why? I go, I don't want to. I know I can cut this tree. So then it dawned on me, those long-handled saws, they're manual. Just for this exact reason. And I found one on Amazon. It's like $89. And it's telescoping. It can go 70 feet in the air, which I don't need that much. This tree's no more than 30 feet tall. And it's just, you just fucking, like a regular saw, hand saw, pruning. And that's all I need. And so that's happening. I am going to do that. My feet are on the ground. I'm not using power tools. What could possibly go wrong? So that is in the works. I'm going to buy that damn thing. And, yeah. Aram says, I only use long handle saws. Good upper body workout. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a lot of work. There's no question. But I'm not going to hurt myself. And I'm not going to have to pay $1,000 to get my tree trimmed. Excuse me. Kenny says, speaking of Crocs, what a crock to give me a timeout for nothing. Wow. Here's another 10 minutes. You'll learn. You will learn. Eventually, you will get it through your thick skull to minimize your discussions. You're too much, and you deserve every bit of this. All right? So I'm going to give you another one the next time I owe you 3. Eric sure is extra cranky today. There's a timeout. Timeout coming to Zildjian. That's a timeout for you, too. I am making up for Friday. No timeouts given. Aram says, Kenny, send your comments to him through emails. Aram's getting a timeout. 10 minutes. I'm giving him out like candy. Tyler is sympathetic to Kenny. He says, poor Kenny. He's getting a timeout. Everybody's getting a damn timeout today. Corey says, tune in next week when Eric has a concussion. Watch it. Watch it. Okay. Friday, the hockey game, the Griffins sucked. It was horrible, tough to watch. Saturday, they won. Saturday, before the game, I realized no one in my family wanted to use the tickets. I get 4 tickets every game. Great seats. Lower bowl. Oh, just high enough. You get perfect vantage point. Absolutely the best seats in the house. And since no one was using the tickets, I said, I'm going to give these fuckers away. Someone's going to go to the game. So I like to have a little fun with this. And I wrote on Facebook, I have 4 lower bowl tickets for tonight's Grand Rapids Griffins hockey game. I will give them away. You have to leave a comment with a horrible insult about your old pal Eric Zane and why me, sucks. And only enter if you can go to tonight's game. I will transfer them to you. Like you just put in your cell phone number. Like if you win, I'd message you and you give me your number and I'll send you the damn tickets. We did get a winner and it's awesome. And I wanted to read these because some of these were just so fucking funny. Stu weighed in with Julius was better at morning radio. And then he follows up with this one cut you deep. After he said this one cut you deep, Tim Kuiper said not as deep as a chainsaw eating its way through a crock. Stu said, oh, it's deeper. Chainsaw doesn't get you emotionally. I love this. Madison wrote, not my Madison, but Madison wrote, my husband was your neighbor. He said you smell like shit and you don't know how to mow a fucking lawn. Now, I love that one, and I don't know who she is, nor do I know who the husband is. I'm going to take a look, see if I recognize this guy. I don't see. She doesn't have any picture of the husband, so I don't know. But anyway, thank you. That was awesome. I loved that. That was a funny-ass crack. You smell like shit. You don't know how to mow a fucking lawn. Excellent work there. I actually gave Madison there an honorable mention. Doan gets involved. The Motor City Man.
The Motor City Man.
I don't know what it is with Doan. He's got a very serious look to his face. Yes, young man.
The Motor City Man.
Did you just call him Motor City Man? Did you take some? Doan would always come to work high. Some Roofalon before you. I don't know what it is about you. Some degree of slurring going on. Perhaps some pie-eyed look.
The Motor City Man.
The Motor City Man. Doan says, you let that Doan kid walk in the early stages of the show, and 107.3 WBBL crumbled so bad at the point it isn't even a sports station anymore, and you totally are just like a gnome. But I love you anyways. Let's see here. Nate wrote, glad to see you took lessons from Meathead about using power equipment. The Crocs only added to your ignorance. Just wish it was your tongue you cut with the chainsaw so you'd stop spewing your love of your man crush, Governor Jenner. Too bad I can't see your gimpy ass try to shuffle limp across the ice at the game. By the way, I can't make the game. I just wanted to insult you. Kyle says, I know I'm late, but so are you to the finish line in every race you run. Brandon says your shot clock PA announcement at the Deltaplex sucked. Devin says your ears remind me of Shrek. You suck, Mary Beth says, than the drains in my... Wait a minute. You suck worse than the drains in the sewer. Oh. Robert says, not sure about old pal, but you sucked on free beer and hot wings. Your own radio show, Blue, made Dear Meathead look bad. Podcast is pod bad. Brandon, your life is a code brown on the drive into work. Eric Zane sucks because he won't drop the hammer on those who deserve it, huh? Dude gets double-crossed by some of the closest people to him, and he takes the high road. What? I do? The fuck is this guy talking about? Every single time. Bury those stupid motherfuckers. There is no greater content than an old-school triggered easy beat-up session. Also, Dude Shadow is 1,000 times better than Eric Zane. I don't know if this guy's accurate on that. Derek's as ugly as human alive. That ridiculous huge nose and those god-awful shirts he wears. Complete loser. I don't want the tickets. I just did not want to miss the chance to insult Zane. Fucking Dave Fox from old school GRD days writes, hey, dick face. The content of your podcast stinks as much as the deepest layer of prehistoric frog shit at the bottom of a New Jersey scum swamp. Adam says you're short and can't drive a limo for shit. Ben Weller writes, damn, too bad this is over. Everyone missed the low-hanging fruit. You manipulate your audience to do your bidding, and when you're done with them, you dump them to the curb and then verbally accost them into oblivion, only to repeat the cycle. Fuck. Andrew adds, it's funny you think any of us is your pal. We're just here for the free stuff. But all of those pale in comparison to our winner. Lee Abshire writes, you literally don't know how to keep your mouth shut. So you get fired from a garbage show and have to start a worthless podcast that no one likes to support a family that people only like because you have a hot daughter. What the fuck? I wrote, ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Congrats. I'll message you. So I sent this piece of shit the tickets. Butch says, good choice. Michelle says, Lee, this is great. Lee takes a victory lap. He says, thanks. I had to try and go for the throat. Love hockey and actually think Zane is great. Rick S. writes, ha, ha, ha. That's brutal, but spot on. Joy writes, harsh, but funny as hell. Lindsay says, your winner hit the nail on the head. I responded with, I know. That was awesome. That went epically as planned. Makes me happy. All right. Thank you if you've been watching this show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. But it's time to say goodbye. If you want the rest of the show as it happens live, I do it every day uninterrupted on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Go there, give yourself a little fancy username, follow it, and then subscribe to it for free with your Amazon Prime. If you subscribe for free, and you have to do it every month, you get the show without any commercial interruptions on the video live stream. So there you go. Throw that out there for you. But otherwise, wherever you download podcasts, if you want the full audio podcast, just search me out. I'm on all the platforms. And then just subscribe to the audio podcast if you want to get it and listen whenever you want. And on twitch.tv, the video replay is on demand when I get done. So you can watch old shows, or if you miss anything, it's all there. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live.